Welcome back. We took a bit of a break from the Fabula Ultima game, but we are back and ready to pick up. We have, of course, Spike playing
It's a little better.
Atlas. We got Cyrus, Lancius, and Albel as well. Where we left off, I believe, just finished a confrontation with Dorian, the Rotted One. You guys have captured or re-enlisted the aid of a couple raptors and have set up a cart, and you were going to be heading out to find God, what was the name of the commander for the Silver Lions again? What was his name?
You want me to take point? I got my notes up.
You know what? Yeah, take point. You do the narrator voice quite well.
So last time on Fabula Ultima, unfortunately the group has now become named the Whiff Crew because we can't hit shit. Zombies really don't like Cyrus, and Lancius has never seen a zombie before. The Dorian zombies were found out to be weakened to fire. We have a bond of hatred that has now been made between Cyrus and Dorian. Gavin, one of the members of the Silver Lions, was rescued by the team after they managed to finally slay Dorian and his zombie aides. Dorian has some vampiric abilities. We're going to need to watch out for that bullshit later. We found an airship at the Lion's base that needs a structure, propellers, fuel source, and some landing gear. Also found out Lancius can fly airships, being in the fact of his noble background. Albel talks about the book and why the Empire wants it. Also talks about the Bone Eaters' experiments of the Iron Wall. The differences in the plug suits that have been created from the people's past, and the types of suits that the Empire is making currently. We found out that Albel has a husband, and she is very traumatized about her stay with the Empire. Likewise, Cyrus is traumatized by Albel and the fallen comrades. Tempers flared a little bit, and Atlas went and helped out people as much as possible, helping out both Albel, Cyrus, and then Lancius in that order, as everybody left him to his own devices, proving that Atlas's name is he who holds up the world, and his world is his friends. Bonds were created between Albel and her loyalty to Cyrus, Cyrus and the loyalty to Albel, Atlas and his affection towards Lancius, Lancius and his hatred towards Dorian. We had some names that were given into a funeral pyre as we began doing a ritual that Lancius had shown Atlas at one point in time, of carving names into wood and burning them to set the spirits free. 7 Fabula points were spent on the session, 1 Ultima point was spent on the session. And there is a new form of the crown that doesn't have the spinal implant. It has a hose instead that runs from the skull to the Magitech armor. We then find out that Armond has been summoned to the castle. But for what purpose and why? Find out this time, I suppose, on Fabula Ultima.
Also, we have raptors.
Yeah, we have raptors. Lancius got those raptors. He used his chimerous rituals.
Oh, baby.
It's been a while. I forgot what everything was called.
Been a while.
Sweet child.
Just don't break out into singing Stained, whatever you do.
Everyone is level 7, correct? We leveled up, I believe, at the end of last session, because I only have 1 Fabula point left.
We did, in fact, level up.
I have no idea.
We are currently character level 7.
Yes, there should have been levels.
That's what I am.
If not, you can do your levels on the fly or at the end of this session here.
That was correct, level 7?
I have not leveled up.
Correct.
Okay.
That's what I have.
All right. And I got to add a Fabula point because I'm starting the session with 0.
Yep. So anybody who does not
Lucky
have Fabula
devil.
point, add 1 to your sheet. Yeah, so we left off. I believe everybody was just sitting within the compound still. You were getting the cart all set up and ready to go. You also had the airship parts. You just needed a few things to get that running. The airship would so the cart will make you move at 2 for 1. So 1 travel day is on foot is 2 travel days in the cart. The airship would be 3 travel days instead of 1 on foot. So it makes you roughly 3 to 4 times faster. But we have the cart because the airship needed some repairs. But what is known, and that can be done at a later point. You know which way and which road Armond has taken to get to the capital. and you just know that he's been summoned there.
We're doing them fancy schmancy travel rolls.
We can do those fancy schmancy travel rolls.
Oh my gosh, I have to get in the thing.
I gotta remember how to play.
2 dice is basically all we ever roll.
Yep.
But travel die, I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 dice. I don't know.
It's 1
but
die.
Yeah,
Travel roll is 1 die. Page 106. Because I like to read it off. All right. So the game master determines the threat level of the areas traversed by the group. Villages, cities, and guarded areas are minimal. Prairies, patrolled roads, and countrysides are low threat. Forest, hills, and rivers are medium. Vast forests, mountains, open seas, and swamps are high. And deserts, frozen wastes, jungles, volcanoes, etc. are considered very high. You perform
Hi, Sen. My buddy's in chat, sorry.
Oh, coolio. To perform a travel roll, you roll the appropriate die. On a 6 or higher, the group encounters danger. On a 1, it makes an unexpected discovery. Armand's got a 2.
On a 2, we make an unexpected discovery because of this guy.
Ah, that's right. You got that wayfarer.
I'm a
ability.
wayfarer.
Well, in that case,
I assume all of us wake up and we pack up the cart and we get going because we did sleep.
Sounds like a plan.
and sleeping in this game gives you full health and mind point recovery. And since you're at the Silver Lion's Keep, I am going to say any inventory points spent as well are going to be refilled free of charge because you can dip into the storage coffers there to do so.
Wait, I was down to 1 inventory point out of my 6.
All right, so we're going to do 2 travel rolls. I'm going to say that this is kind of a low threat because you're traveling through the countryside.
Sorry, I just thought of Atlas opening up the fridge and going, I see someone's eating my lunch while I was gone. I'm not upset. Odds are they are probably dead. But I did really was looking forward to that.
I'll make you a grilled cheese sandwich.
Great. Yeah. Plus, we have 2 raptors pulling our cart. Not many things are going to come attack 2 raptors.
This is true.
That should hold true. So the first day of travel is a 3. Nothing happens. You guys have a uneventful ride on your cart with your raptors pulled. You're traveling through Jersey. From, let's see, you guys were at Amara, Spike's hometown, and you were heading up to the northeast-ish. Northwest. Wow, I am terrible at directions. So the first set of travel is going to be quite uneventful. The second day. Hey, just about eventful. While making this bit of the travel, you don't actually run into any direct danger, but you notice off on the horizon, going far away from you, there is no danger whatsoever. You see airships that crest over the horizon and continue to go further out of sight. On this day, near your campsite, like where you're getting ready to camp, you notice that you're somewhat near Artemis in the Dark Wood. It's not that far away, which is, I believe, Lancius's hometown. That is just going to be a bit to the south. Sometime tomorrow, you should be running into Armond and nearing the city gates of the Kingdom of Kholigen. Do you guys have anything you want to do tonight at camp?
Albel has begun and spent most of the day with a side pad of paper, already beginning designs for the basically jump boosters to turn Atlas into a dragoon to help you get that height. And she has run out of paper and is now drawing on the cart, and it's all like insanely long calculation. And she basically hasn't said anything for hours, and that's all I have to add because she's just.
Yeah, Lancius is pretty quiet through this whole thing. He's still traumatized from the other night.
There.
I'd say Cyrus is pretty quiet, just taking it all in. With the bond, activated with sorry, Mama Tara, can you say your name again?
Albel.
Albel. I think I immediately with Albel. It's not it's just in the back of the mind, just having all of that kind of settle in. He's just a little cerebral about it. He's just kind of thinking about all the kind of connections that that could be like in the army, just all the things that he doesn't know about the upper echelon, all the things he doesn't know about anything outside of his rank. He's just kind of thinking about.
She will probably have like plopped down next to you periodically throughout the day and slid you a paper silently, with several names written on it, in order of rank, so you can memorize each one who took this from you, who took lives from you.
I'll give you that kind of nod, that knowing nod, and
It also has the specs for the Valagarmanda on it, how fast it is, military lingo that it might go by, things like that. And the fact that it is built off of a millennia-old prophecy that is actually describing some kind of monster, like a what Valagarmanda Tritalk looks like kind of thing. But he built it to bring that to mind, the Emperor, due to how important he is. So how you find it, how you know people's might be talking about it, but this information is of course years old. So
something it can use in some possible espionage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and her husband's name is Logan. You learned that.
Does only Cyrus know that?
No, she's opened up about her husband a little bit. He was part of the Bone Eaters, lower rank than her. They were married for a year when all of this happened, when she left. So she hasn't seen him in 6 years. And he is living on another continent with a bunch of kids, basically, that he's taking care of. He's in the South, I think was what I had written down.
All right.
Okay.
In here still.
Atlas is probably going to go and pet one of the attempt to pet one of the raptors without Lancius by him. And as he goes, "You seem to be friendlier today." And as he reaches out and the raptor snaps shut in his hand, he goes, "Maybe tomorrow."
I'm not giving you stitches.
That's fine. I was smart enough to have my gauntlet on still. Just biting the metal. It doesn't hurt. It's just annoying.
Atlas, they're raptors. They're not gonna let you pet them. They're wild. They're designed to bite and pull. Like,
there are plenty of
they're
things
not
that
pets.
Just want to pet the dog. Yeah, pet that dog.
No,
Okay, I'm
you
gonna
cannot
be real
pet
with
that
you.
dog.
For levity, Albel's gonna look at you and go, "Listen, there can only be one white woman in this cart, and that's gonna be me. Stop petting things that will kill you."
All I'm saying is that people domesticated wolves and turned them into dogs. You can domesticate a raptor.
No, that you can't even talk to them. Like, I can actually talk to them. Like, if you want to learn that ability, I can teach you in the future. But like, they're not gonna let you pet them if you can't talk to them.
It also took evolutionary lengths of time to take care of wolves and domesticate them. Like, it happened relatively quickly, but we're talking so much time. The raptors are not going to suddenly want you to pet them in 24 hours. God damn it, you sound like my husband. In real life, yeah, you kind of do. It's cute.
And Atlas will take out a piece of meat from his pocket and flip it up in the air, and the raptor will snap it up, and he'll be like, one day.
I have to send you image footage of the raptors in Guild Wars too, because they do that. It's cute. It's cute.
But
What's
then after,
next? You're gonna wanna pet a tyrant next or something? Like the raptors. They're wild dinosaurs. Don't pet dinosaurs.
I refuse to believe that there is not somebody out there somewhere who has a dinosaur companion.
Weren't these like
Yes.
trained raptors that we got
But
in the city?
that-
So they are
Initially, yes.
domestic. They don't hurt me.
They're trained. That doesn't mean they're domesticated. They are
They're
able to be controlled. They are not pets. They are not petable.
As a
They are
famous bard once
pet-shaped,
said,
but they are not friendly.
John Bovey was his name. Whoa, we are halfway there. Fun
Okay,
fact, I also know
If
that guy.
not for pets, explain why the snoot is so boopable.
Right? As a side note, I've been thinking
Whatever.
about something, and I was snoping around the Lion's base and found these journals. They're pretty close to the one that you have, Albel. I would say,
He makes grabby hands at you.
if you're as into pranks as I think you are,
Hmm?
make them look like the book that they are trying to take. Make things wrong about them that only the smartest person is going to realize is wrong. Sabotage them from the inside out. If they are as powerful as you think that they are, it's only a matter of time before they get the upper hand on us. Afterward, let's say, give the book that does the most damage to Cyrus. This way, when they attack us, Cyrus can post it forward, as you gave him the book to make up for what has happened in his past. If they buy it, it might buy us some time.
I'm not into pranks. I'm actually terrible at them. But I can do what you're asking. Cyrus, do you know anything about nitroglycerin?
It's the thing that blows stuff up. I know that.
It's the
Yes.
thing that you smeared on the underside of the toilet seat cover when I sat down that one time and it popped. There was piss everywhere. And she says she's not into pranks.
You deserved that.
It
And
was one
two-
door.
It's also a medication. You're getting the fun
That's
book.
what happened to the toilet?
Yes.
Why, when I asked what happened to the toilet, you all said, I don't know.
You know, sometimes when embarrassing things happen, it's easier to sweep them under the rug until we're ready to deal with them later on in the future.
I just didn't want you to have the information in case we all got arrested. That way you wouldn't be one they could blackmail.
Plus-
on
I
it.
had to go use the
deniability.
neighbor's toilet. That was disgusting.
Yeah, but at least you weren't in jail.
Does
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We got arrested. Cyrus had to bail us out. You wouldn't have survived in jail, honey.
You didn't tell me any of this.
also I'm blonde.
What
hair
you
with
don't need to
blue
know won't hurt you.
eyes. I'm blonde hair and blue eyes. If I wasn't so intimidated, I'd be a snatch in jail. That's a Christopher Titus joke. But he listens to him.
It's been a long
I
time.
haven't listened to him in years.
Right?
I'm blonde hair, blue eyes, wearing white pants. I look sexy.
Delicious. Caked up. Anyway.
And I'm just here in my depression sweatpants and an old LG t-shirt.
Said life is
Alright.
good.
I'm wearing a
So-
skirt with the Loch Ness Monster on it. I'm not kidding.
So we're gonna rig up some books to explode?
No, honey. I am going to make books that give incorrect information, and the book that Cyrus is going to have will use copious amounts of the chemical that explodes. So when it goes into their bloodstream, in people's bloodstream, okay, when they inevitably do this to other people, because that's what they're doing, I'm going to make people explode. Or, well, just die horribly.
Okay.
Well, who is getting this? I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's quite good.
I am reminded of the child
Dude.
experiments that we were
I
talking
did
about.
think I am getting like every third word. I did think we were gonna make a book blow up.
That's fair. She says, think of it this way. If they're in this program and they're still alive, who knows what's already happened to them? Death in many cases can be a mercy. And if they take someone out with them who did this to them, well, that's a victory.
I'll take your word
Maybe
for it.
past. Yeah, we may be past reasoning with some of these.
Pain can drive a man insane faster than anything else.
But hopefully it doesn't get that far. Always good to have a plan B, however.
Exactly. Cyrus, was it you or Atlas that had training in steam engines?
I had just like a little bit.
I
It'd be
can fly an
Cyrus.
airship.
Just whatever like they would have taught us in academy, or
I need
just
to make
whatever
these
basic
books.
stuff.
These books need to be feasible, which means that I need to know very specific things about your backgrounds, things that you were educated in, things that you have done that would indicate why you are carrying the book.
I guess.
He's
Could
like,
be
damn,
math.
I wasn't expecting to be on the fucking spot tonight.
Is this real stuff, or is this what we're making up in case we get caught?
Making up in case we get caught. Why would you have the book on you if you don't know how to use it, is the point. Why would I trust it to you?
That would
If
be
we can
exactly why
get...
you would trust him. Why would you trust somebody who could use the book?
Why would I trust somebody who couldn't?
Because you're trying to get them to trust you.
Someone who can't use the book can be bought. Someone who can can't. They know how to make it work. It's no longer a bargaining. It's no longer a bargaining tool. If you don't know how to use the book and someone starts torturing you for it, you are more likely to sell it to them. If you do know how to use...
Look at this man right here. He is the embodiment of pure hatred. I do not believe he can be bought.
Anyone can be bought for the right price. You're a mercenary. You've seen it.
And that is something I fear with Armond. But I believe Cyrus would... I feel Cyrus wouldn't sell anybody out.
I like to think none of you would. Torture, however. Torture can get anything you want out of someone.
Yeah, including incorrect information. Torture is statistically bred to fail. You'll say anything to get the pain to stop, even if it's a lie. That's why most people don't use it. Other means work significantly better.
Sometimes lies are what they want, though.
Suss out the tiny truths.
Yes. Also scapegoats. But I don't think this is a constructive part of the argument.
To be frank, if I get captured, I don't have any intention of giving anything to anybody or making it out alive at that point. So if that's your concern, I don't think it should be that high.
All right. Works for me. I'm still giving you the book that would make people explode, though.
Not by me.
Also above table, if any of those things roll a 1, he can like zip in there and boost himself up a bit, Shield a bit of damage for that hatred bonus.
So,
Works for me.
Wow.
The whole room blows up and Cyrus just like wipes the spittle from his lip and he's like, it's a buffet.
said, look at all that hatred.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
So we're making fake books for in case they get taken, then they
Mhm.
have false information.
Mhm.
But are we planning on getting captured? Like,
No one
No.
ever being captured.
It's a failsafe. If we get captured, someone gets captured, you won't have correct information. If I get captured, I only have half of the information. The rest is with Logan on a completely different continent. That's the point.
okay. He says okay, but you can see that Lancius is just
the
lost.
gears trying to work.
He
just
he has
head pats.
no clue what's going on.
I'm just gonna
Just gives you a
confirm. Am I getting the fake books?
Yes.
You're getting
Okay.
fake book.
You're
Okay.
getting one of the fake books.
Okay.
And she just looks up and goes, I'm gonna need wire. Also, she pulls out a measuring tape out of a pocket, like a typical loose measuring tape that you might see in a sewer's kit, and she tosses it to you, Atlas, and says, I need the circumference of your waist, your hip, the length of your leg when straight and bent.
I will try to remember most of that. On it.
Right.
I need wire. I'll
We
just
need
pull
wire.
out some fishing wire that we would have whenever we'd go on
She
expeditions.
holds up
just in
her
case.
book. She holds up her book and points at the heavy duty wire wrapped around it. I need this. I need to replicate this.
What would that be
On-
in the airship parts that we have right here?
I'm sure a Fabula point could make it appear in there.
I'm sure it could.
I'm
willing to spend 1 Fabula point.
Do
It's
it.
now there.
I need to save mine for when we get to Kholigen.
Remember, keep track of your spent Fabula points. They do make a difference at the end of the session.
Correct.
So she's gonna start cobbling together something that would be a reasonable book, or go find journals or something, and she is gonna start like hammering out calculations and stuff, 2 books at a time, basically. Ambidextrous. In the middle of it, she slams her fists into the table and just goes, aha! Mithril! I need Mithril! I need Mithril. She starts looking around the desk that she's at, like there's just gonna be Mithril there, and she turns around and she goes, Atlas! We need Mithril!
I've already pulled a miracle out of my ass. Somebody else is going to need to do it.
Well, I don't want Mithril if it's out of
Lancius
your
is
ass.
laughing at you. Nobody's just gonna have mithril. It's one of the rarest metals in the world.
We
Can I
still
spend a
need
Fabula
it.
point to see if there's any abandoned mithril on this airship?
We still need it. Atlas's legs need Mithril. And then she pulls out yet another sheet of paper and starts scribbling.
Mithril is magic.
Is there any
And
mithril that
it
goes
is
into powering an airship?
Mithril
Eric.
is light as a feather and hard as dragon scale. I can use a very narrow piece of mithril to brace his legs, and then we're gonna get some pneumatics, maybe hydraulics, I don't know, but it's gonna happen, and we are gonna get some lift.
We are in the woods.
And
We're gonna get all this stuff. We're in the woods.
I don't know, go beat up a merchant.
Well, we could always procure it from Kholigen, but Cyrus does have a point. We can try and see if any of the airship parts have mithril in them.
It's an airship, but it is possible. They stopped using iron in engines decades ago. I switched to steel for a little while. I don't know what they're using now.
Eric.
Mm-hmm.
I can spend
Anthony
a
wants to know if he
point,
can spend a fabula point to get mithril.
Yes.
No,
yes,
no,
yes.
no. I want this to be a thing.
Oh, okay. Then no.
We can spend
okay.
it if you want it. We can do it if you want it. Or we can make it a whole problem.
Yes or no? I'm gonna defer to group consensus.
Consensus.
If Mama Tara wants it to be a quest-like thing, we will keep it as a quest-like
I'm
thing.
good with either, honestly.
I mean, I'm good with mugging in Kholigen, but I'm also good with finding mithril in ES.
I
I'm good
want
with
to
it.
mug somebody. I want to mug somebody. I'm going to be, like, full disclosure.
Yeah, mugging
wanna
some
go.
Empire soldiers would be hilarious.
That is exactly what I'm thinking. And then there's the montage of learning to smelt mithril.
You just watch as like Atlas as his imposing figure just appears behind a fucking Imperial soldier, and the Imperial soldier bumps into him. He looks up, and Atlas is just like, "I need that."
The eyes, it's like the anime shadow, and then the eyes ignite, and there's the crazy grin, and
I need this.
You can let it go, or there can be problems. How many of your family will miss you?
oh, well, stop beating up a corpse. No.
You wouldn't even know what to do with it. Yes, but I do know two things:
When we
genius
get
at
to
tactics
Kholigen,
and an expert at making people disappear off the census. Your choice, which I use.
I can turn a corpse into a puppet.
when we get to Kholigen, I might be able to get us some mithril. Don't go mugging people. We're trying to keep a low profile.
When did I become the fun one? When did I become the fun one? Cyrus, when did I become the fun one? Raptors, when did I become the fun one?
Yes.
And out of
I said,
nowhere,
I don't know.
out of nowhere,
It's the
you hear a
duck,
lone
the
duck
duck.
quack. Quack. Like you don't know where it came from, but there's a quack. Quack.
I think Lancius
wanna
has a
know this-
point about keeping a low profile.
Normally, you're like collected and calm and like calculated, and right now you're like, I need mithril, and we'll mug somebody, and we'll do this. And I thought we were trying to avoid all this conflict.
She just looks at him and goes, do you know how long it's been since I have done anything that actually makes use of my intellect? I attended the Collegium in Shepherd's Deep for 8 years from the time I was small to do stuff like this. And she holds up the calculation on one of these pages, and it's like a double spread. The book she's holding up sideways, so she has the entire length of it. 8 years. 8 years, and I've been fixing steam engines.
But
I'm
you
also
don't have to
angry,
mug people.
so- No, but I want to.
I think she just has some steam to let out. You can punch the shield if it'll make you feel better.
We'll
pun.
we'll put a pin in this, and we'll come back to it in a little bit.
Don't you want to learn how to effectively beat people up from Atlas? It's a bonding
No.
experience. Well, why not?
I have a bow, and I can talk
Fair.
to animals. I don't want to beat people up.
That's fair.
I think Lancius might be our Disney princess.
The baby.
Oh, we got to put Dragon in a dress now,
Will.
like the Cinderella blue
protect.
dress.
Oh man.
Give me
You,
some-
Don't worry,
hey
buddy.
man,
So-
you asked for it.
There's
when
already
we
a video
get
of me and a dress on TikTok.
When we get to Kholigen, I might be able to get us mithril. Just don't beat anybody up until I see.
Fine.
Every
Squeakers,
barking-
blind him! No, I'm just kidding.
However, he does hate me, but maybe we'll get it.
People hate you? Is that possible?
Oh, we'll see.
One of the greatest mysteries of the universe.
Technically, if we erase them from the census, nobody will hate him.
I'm not in any censuses. Artemis doesn't take a census.
Oh no, not nothing like that. Don't worry about it.
It's like, that might be better.
Okay, so fake books need mithril. Okay. We got this.
Oh no, I'm out of juice.
Oh no!
I ran out of coffee a little bit ago.
So out of juice, but I'm in this hotel room.
Don't
They have
take-
concession machines down at the end of the hall, don't they?
No,
They do
prices
not.
are hella inflated if there are.
Yeah.
Money
It's like,
needs-
and stuff. It's like, and shit sucks. Like, and the prices suck. I have to go all the way down
Yeah.
to the first floor.
Oh yeah,
And
you
the
are in New
gaming
York.
convention
That's
this
true.
weekend. You got to save that money.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's like I've spent much too much. I don't want to talk about it.
so okay. Is there anything else we need to know before we catch up to your buddy, like your friend, your guy, the feller?
Unfortunately, I don't think there is any more.
Armand.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's any more information I would have on.
You don't know why he was on the way out here.
I know, and Gavin wasn't able to tell me anything. Speaking of, I haven't seen him. Did we bring him along, or did we leave him back at the base to keep burying people?
He didn't come with us.
All right, making sure. It'd be really a shame if he stepped off the wagon to piss or something. We just drove off without him. It's family vacation all over again.
We told him we were leaving, and he said, "Have a safe travel." I assume he didn't want to come.
It does make a fair point. Armand himself is a relatively well-mannered man. He was heading to the capital for some reason. It could have been a meeting of some sort, or perhaps a parlay. We don't know exactly what the length of the Empire's fist is here. If they have already made an alliance with Jersey, then it could be a trap. But I don't see that as such, being that Armand was sent to the capital, and then the forces were ransacked. It makes more sense that he was being brought there more to be indoctrinated, if anything else. Otherwise, there was no point in taking him away. However, this is also me reading into the Empire's intent. It could have also just simply been happenstance. Jersey calls him, and the Empire attacks.
This Dorian guy, he comes in and he offers peace, but it's not really an offer, because if you say no, he just kills you. How do we know that how do we know that Kholigen hasn't already joined him?
We don't.
Hmm.
That's part of the reason why we need to go there.
Well, we're headed there, so that makes sense, but
Think about it this way: the Empire just flew headlong into Amara, and there was no recompense from Kholigen whatsoever.
We might have
then
heard
then
about
again,
riots.
maybe they
would have
don't know.
happened, though. Well, that is true. They might not. Here's the thing. When new dictatorship comes in, oftentimes there will be rebellion, riots, the populace will not be.
Correction, Kholigen banners were flown. There was a Kholigen airship that went to Amara, so yeah, there's always a possibility that Empire and Kholigen have already flown. I took notes.
So, but we don't. But they. So Kholigen, the airships were from Kholigen, and they were looking for you, not Albel. That's the part that was weird. So, I just think we need to be careful when we get to Kholigen.
Agreed.
It is strange, but it also might be a feather in our caps. As much as I don't like the thought of Atlas being at risk, if they don't know that I'm with you, we're not in the danger that we.
But Dorian already knows you're with us.
Yes, that part I don't like.
Situation may have changed. I think with this campaign that they're on, they still will probably have some reason to parlay with Atlas. I'm sure whatever you have with Dorian will. I don't know if it will be mixed up in it. I'm sure he'll have a personal score, but we should find out who wants to talk to you, Atlas.
Agreed. In the worst case scenario, we're walking straight into a trap. However, I don't think I'd have it any other way.
I also don't think there's any other way. All we can do is be as prepared as we can.
Hence why I need Mithril.
We also did knock a whole airship out of the sky. Just saying.
I mean, we did, but has that word got out yet? Because that was only 2 days that way, and kind of in the woods.
Well, I mean, unless their signals got lost.
And they didn't technically see us, so they don't know we did it.
They saw me.
Yeah, but
Did
what's the
they
likelihood any of them survived the
though?
crash?
We don't know. We did not check.
Also,
And if we destroyed their radio equipment, even if they did survive, that crash, I'd be shocked if that equipment was still working.
unless a signal was fired before they went down.
Well, to the victors that decide to have a battle.
Honestly, I want to hear the recording of them going, "We're being attacked! Ah, shit! Crash!" I want to hear that, personally. But I also hope that that message didn't occur. Otherwise, we'd have to steal the 911 report so Atlas could hear it, and I can hear it and use it as for comedic value for the next 2 decades.
I'd be interested in hearing "that's a whole dude" before exploding.
He said, "I will fill out the paperwork. I will get that recording."
We can claim it as a hit and run, honestly. There might be money in this.
We absolutely can.
They hit you.
I'm not above insurance fraud. Let's do this.
It's like, I mean, I am already AWOL. I don't know what worse crimes they can persecute me for.
I apparently have children to feed. I'll take my share. You take yours. We're fine.
But I suppose, gallows humor aside, we should get some rest and head out in the morning.
I agree.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yep, taking a night.
So another night passes, morning wakes up. It is the final leg of the walking, or the carting, I should say, till you meet up with Armond along the road. And that little leg of the journey is uneventful again. Nothing really happens. I don't know if you guys saw that dice roll or not.
Look at that.
It was a bad.
We did.
You did?
Also, could we have set bombs during that camp?
You could set bonds or anything you wanted to during that time frame. In fact, you have the ability to do that twice, I should say. Because you had 2 rest periods.
In which case, I'm going to set a bond to Dorian.
While you set your bonds, I'm going to go refill my coffee mug.
Can you fill mine too?
Sorry, my husband can only get me a drink, guys.
I'm not gonna set any yet. I don't feel like there's any that make sense, so I'm gonna just not set
Yeah,
none.
That's the only one I'm setting.
I don't need to set any bond because there is no bond for thinks Dorian is a little bitch. So I can't.
I should homebrew that in, the bond of bitchitude. I just don't know what I would put on the other side of that. The bond of broitude. There's a bro or a
Bond
bitch.
of want
bitchin'
to
bro.
bone? Like,
Oh shit.
The boning. Oh, respect.
is there a hate
Respect?
fuck option?
Come on. Who wants? They're
What?
saying respect in the stream chat. Like, we don't respect.
What?
That's
Why would the
That's my
Raptors?
husband. How dare you, husband?
Why did the Raptors set the bond of hate fucking on me? No.
Wait, I missed that.
Hate
What?
fuck feels like adjacent to. I was like, there's hatred and then hate fucking. It doesn't feel like an opposite. It feels like a not
Alright.
not lateral, but like like a step up and or down.
Raptor, I gave you my meat.
One of them you treat him like a sock puppet. The other one you break out the 14-inch diamond-studded dildo.
Jesus Christ.
Bad dragon. No.
He didn't do anything.
This is 2 sides of a joke, dear. Also, possibly a 2-sided dildo. Bad dragon is involved.
But it does
Very
have
true.
500,000 pounds of torque.
Oh god.
I mean, you could fuck your way through an Abrams tank with that thing.
Guys, I have a new idea for a weapon.
Double-ended.
Oh
dildo.
god.
Double-ended diamond dragon dildo.
I just see Mama Terra's stream being like, man, the stream is extra plus today.
That's what happens when you're gone for 3 weeks. Just a little heads up.
I did not see the X rating this time.
Make sure to mark this not for children.
They're used to me. No, they're used to
Yeah,
me. Okay.
make sure when you post this to YouTube, this is NSFW.
Albert, what do you have there? It's a tool.
It's got a Kickstarter on it, like a motorcycle. You're just like, boom! Fucking fires
No,
up
it's
like
a
Harley.
chainsaw pull. Like, let's go.
I call it.
Sorry for explicitly pointing out the quadruple D.
It's either the ass wrecker or the teeth breaker. Your choice.
Paladin over here says it's a dom or sub choice. Take your pick. I'm not here to judge. I, however, am here to judge. I'm just saying.
All I'm going to say is, you got to try everything at least twice. All right, so you are traveling down the road. Everything is going fine. Your raptors are a little concerned because there's been some HR inappropriate banter going on. Things that would get people canceled from polite streaming services.
Why are you lying me?
The Raptors file a complaint for being ridden so hard and without so much.
Christ.
A thank you.
Monster fuckery!
But on the road coming up, giggity, you see
Oh,
a
God.
band of 4 people flying the banner of the Silver Lions on the backs of horses. Or what
Can't
are
really
the
look
equivalent
the
of
other access
horses?
to my
Wait, we don't
sound
have
for.
horses. We got rid of horses. We replaced
Raptors.
them with raptors.
These are raptors.
So they're on raptor back. These are going to be more polite raptors because They're actually being ridden and they enjoy it. And they're going to have a mask that has kind of like a lion's mane to it as well with their barding.
I don't speak semaphore, Spike.
They're domesticated.
No, they're not. They have muzzles, so they can't bite. There's a difference.
There's a point there.
These muzzles are... No, I'm not going to do that. We've taken this joke. way too
Oh,
far.
is it a ball gag with a kazoo in it? Just asking for me.
God. That way when you use the stirrups, you get the kazoo sound every time they try to get them to go.
It's genius.
It's
Right?
very genius. It lets everybody
It's
around them know.
BDSM, but the ball gag has a kazoo in it.
God damn. I got stories for after the stream when we're not.
So that's why that kid thought his parents were in a band.
I will tell stories later. But you see Armand
I quit.
and the four that are right there. I don't have to tell
Hey,
the stories.
No. It's fine. I want to hear the story.
But anyway, you make
me.
your way up, and there you are. You are with Armand. You've caught up to Armand. He hasn't seen you yet, but you are nearing earshot.
Damn, our raptors literally caught us up with guys not pulling a cart. What the magic?
Raptors. Fuck.
We do have some pretty swole raptors.
Yeah.
Jack.
See, this is what happens when you have wild raptors versus domesticated.
You do make a point. It is good to get places faster over being able to pet them, but don't let my dreams die.
You can pet those ones, but they will bite you if you take the muzzle off. I guarantee it.
In their own way, that is them telling me I do not have consent, and I appreciate that.
I'm not in this.
Are you gonna yell at your buddy since we're coming up on him? Like, I'm not talking.
You make a point. And
Wait. She stops you. When he says that, she goes, wait. Unless they turn around and see us, we might just be merchants. Listening could get us information.
Is it just him, or is this like a
is it his
like
retinue?
a Karen? Is it like a yeah?
I think it's his retinue.
Mm. I'll look over at Albo. Good thinking.
Thank you. If we really wanted to go full bore into it, I would recommend staying back here, Atlas, but there's no way in hell anybody's going to believe I'm a merchant's wife.
I'm gonna put my hand on Atlas's shoulder. He says, "I don't know how close you are with the guy, but it is possible that he turncoated."
Well, then if he turncoated, I know exactly what bait he would take. If you'll pardon me. And Atlas will hop off the wagon and proceed to start running up towards Armand's group.
Okay.
Why did you?
So you're running. You catch up. What are you gonna do? You're within earshot. Like, how far back is everybody hanging? Like, so.
Not enough that we can, like, if he gets attacked, we can get up there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you? It's kind of impossible to stay out of sight because you're kind of like on a flattish, plainsy type trade road, but you're going to hang back a decent amount of distance. Okay.
She's going to motion for Lancius to have at least one arrow where he can get it, because it is a viable excuse to have one out to catch dinner on the road.
Yep. I'm good. I'm ready.
Once I catch up, I'm going to Dragoon his ride. just jump up and land on inside of his wagon. You're a hard man to find, Armond.
He's gonna bring the raptors to a halt. He's gonna spin around, and he's got the half helmet on, so he's got like the lion's face with the fangs that come down where the canines are. He's gonna turn around, look at you, flip the thing up, and go, "Ah, Atlas, I thought you were off on a patrol over in Amara. What are you doing all the way out here?"
Well, unfortunately, events have kind of kicked me out in your general direction. I was on my way back to gather some information and find out exactly why I'm on a Kholigen hit list before I found out that apparently I'm not the only one. Are you aware that our team has been ambushed?
No. I received a summons to the capital where it was supposed to be a meeting of the Justicars and the mercenary companies in the area. Apparently there was some bit of news that was coming down.
Well, perhaps it's best that you delay your meeting. The lions are gone. Only your retinue remains.
That's all the more reason to head to the capital. What do you mean gone? What happened?
They were murdered by a mysterious empire. One perhaps aligned with Kholigen, as Kholigen is the one who set out the hit on me. And you. They're looking to round us up for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why, and I came out here to see if you had any.
No, I got a summons a few days back. Everything was going great at the keep. We had sent a few teams out on various jobs. Some people were heading to the north to handle a ice dragon that had been terrorizing one of the settlements up there, logging camps. We sent some south. We sent some east. We got the summons, and there was a meeting of the Justicars and all the local mercenary captains and the standing armies.
Armond, how many people did you leave back at that camp?
I mean, the only people that were there would have been Gavin and the cooking crew. There was only probably 3 or 4 people left. Everybody else had been dispatched out to various jobs.
And I'm aware that there were significantly more people, like the entire Lions were removed at that base, right?
Wait, what do you mean? Repeat.
So, from what I remember, when we got to the Lions base, it wasn't just the cooking crew that had died. It was a bunch of the Lions, like several retinues.
There were a ton of bodies.
There was a ton of bodies.
Because I'm kind of wondering, I guess Atlas is wondering if Armond is just kind of
bullshitting me.
If he's bullshitting me, like, cause he's taking this really well that like upwards of 300 men are dead.
Yeah.
From what he knows.
And
I know
I'm
we're
not
kind of far. I know we're kind of far back. And I don't know if this is like a checks aren't a thing in here, but I do want to just like see if there's any weird, like, does it look weird, like any body language like that looks off while they're having this conversation? Did he look shocked or not plus to see like Atlas just kind of roll up on him?
Yeah, because also justifiably, it's been 3 months since we played last almost, so like if something might have slipped through the cracks, I'm just trying to make sure.
Oh yeah.
Hey, am I drawing steel on this motherfucker, or is this just a missing information?
Okay. How about both of you go ahead and do an insight check? So for Cyrus, because of the distance, I'm gonna have you go with a 13, and with you, Atlas, being that you're closer and you can actually like, see things, just like you're face to face. I'm gonna give you a much lower one of like a 7 for your target numbers.
What was my target
What
number?
was that number?
So Spike is 7, and Cyrus is 13.
I don't think I'll beat a 7. I've got an insight of 6.
No. So you roll 2.
You rolled two of them.
Yeah. So two.
Two D6s.
Correct. Roll insight plus insight.
Gotcha.
Remember what my
9.
Oh, look
but I'm
at
gonna
you.
see what I get.
One of you guys got a 10. Got a ton.
Anthony got the 10. I got the 9.
Man, that was so close.
Sorry.
So close to.
I'm
a
sorry, I
critical
don't remember
success.
what my insight is.
Do you have your character sheet?
I don't. I'm on this laptop. I don't have
Oh,
my
I'm
stuff
sorry.
with me.
Don't remember if I have a copy of your character sheet.
I don't remember if you posted one or not. I'm gonna look through the chat. Just
Look through the chat.
keep going.
But we'll just keep going. Spike, you definitely meet the target number though. You haven't mentioned all the bodies at the encampment, from what I've heard throughout this. Is that correct? I want to make sure I didn't miss you mentioning it to him.
I mentioned that the camp was wiped out.
Right, but you didn't mention bodies, correct?
In the camp being wiped out, I mentioned that your retinue is all that survives of the Silver Lions.
Okay, so maybe I didn't react correctly to that part there. So you don't get any you're not picking up anything weird on him. We're going to rewind and retcon this a little bit, and he's going to say, well, what do you mean by the entire, this is it? Everybody was out on mission. There were only 5 people max, 5 support staff at the keep.
There were far more bodies than 5. In fact, I'm pretty sure that nobody survived.
Huh. That doesn't make sense.
And when we got there, we found a man by the name of Dory offering peace or death.
That I've heard nothing of. I don't know anything about this person you're speaking about. This is... And we got the summons to the capital. But this did come from the High Justicar themselves.
Well then,
I don't know what to make of this. Because everybody was out on mission. Like, there was nobody... They were days and some of them weeks out. And no clear communications to or from them was really possible.
and I'm not detecting that he's fibbing or trying to sham me, right?
No. You see him. You see the wheels turning. Like he's trying to make sense of what you said because he's like everybody was gone. How could people be back? That doesn't make sense to him.
Well then, I see a loophole here. I'm back with the Lions. I'll accompany you to Kholigen. When we get to Kholigen, we'll see how they react to me. And we'll work from there. Unfortunately, something had to have gotten crossed, a wire or something else. But we cannot take back the bodies that are slain. All we can do is build from it. Get revenge for our fallen comrades. I've also made a point not to mention that Gavin survived.
Okay. Well, I don't know why they would summon me to the capital if their intention was to eliminate me. It would have been so much easier for them to do that while I was at the keep if they just had me there when there was so few people there. Because when I left, it was just me, the group here. You don't recognize any of these new people too intimately. They're all recruits for the most part. They've had some training, but they're the ones that he's taken under his wing at this moment to get that final leg of training out before sending them off on their own individual missions. And since mercenary companies are registered with the government, he was bringing them in to get them put on the rolls as legitimate soldiers, so that they could function in the world without legal negative repercussions. He's like, it would have been so much easier to do that while I was there, or even attack me on the road. They knew where I'd be coming from and where I'd be going. I still want to head into the capital. Maybe
Dorian offered a piece of death, so perhaps he's giving you the same.
But he hasn't offered it to me yet, nor made an appearance. That's what I find confusing personally. Like, why remove me from there, keep me out here alone, somewhat isolated with these pups, bring me to the capital and attack the keep?
Because then it's not just a threat. It's a promise. But only one way we're going to find anything out, and that is to finish the journey to Kholigen.
Agreed. Who are your friends back there? He's gonna look back, kind of put his hand over his eyes, shield him from the sun, and take a peering. Is that Cyrus?
A merchant caravan. They offered me and Cyrus a ride to get up. A lovely couple.
Oh my god.
Well, all right. Bring them up. For heading into the capital, which I like I said, I want to do. Get to the bottom of this. We should definitely be on our guard, though, from here on out. Trust nobody that isn't a member of the Lions. Even our old friends in the capital shouldn't be trusted. Not until we know what's going on.
Will do. Give me a moment. And I'll pop off the wagon and start heading back towards the group. And as I get back there, I'm like, all right, Albel, Lonzius, new names now. You are now a couple. Merchants.
She looks at Lancius and goes, I am so sorry. I wouldn't marry me if you paid me.
Okay.
Poor boy.
Okay, so we're a couple and we're merchants.
And you
Yes.
need a new name. Do not go by your birth name. We're going to meet with Empire people. We don't want you outed immediately.
Call me Rebecca.
Or Kholigen people, rather.
New people. I'll be able to embarrass you.
All right.
Perhaps.
So what's my name?
I'll be Rebecca. You can be... Well, you're an elf, so this is going to get interesting. Nelwyn. You can be Nelwyn. And
Nelwyn. Okay.
what's our family name? What are elven family names?
Celadon.
Aha!
That's his
I
actual
think
last
that's
name.
actually his last name. I'm not saying his last name.
Like
She's
just
gonna grab him by the shirt. She's gonna grab him by the shirt. And she's gonna pull him forward and go, your last name is now Greenleaf. Okay? Nelwyn Greenleaf. They don't get to know who you really are. Or me.
Nelwyn Greenleaf. All right, beautiful. And then you're my wife, Rebecca Greenleaf.
Yes, I am.
Okay. What do we sell? Oh, airship parts.
Yeah. Salvagers. Maybe they'll let me into the scrapyard. Maybe the scrapyard will have mithril.
That is the idea.
Should probably make you look a little more homely. You still got the kind of put together aesthetic one. He just kind of like takes his cloak and he's just like, just here, put this on. And he just kind of fashions like the old orphan keepers to make you look like the orphan keeper's wife.
He goes,
all
hold
his
on a
one
second.
frame of reference.
He goes, hold on a second. And like grabs her pack, dives out of the back of the wagon, and when she turns up, she's got like when she comes back out, she's got this like patched, tiered, almost like witchy aesthetic broomstick skirt pulled on over her leggings.
That
And
was
still like her usual corset and shirt and thing, and it just like she ties her hair back in a low ponytail, and the costume is complete, and it's night and day. No, she
That
takes
was-
the coat off and throws it in the cart.
That was 15 seconds. How did you do that?
It comes with being a girl.
She's good at that.
She literally just walked through one side of the cart and came out. Never mind. Whatever. Let's. And we will.
It's
head
called
up.
no clipping, honey. I'll teach you someday.
You just watch her with the hoop. She drops it and has an entirely different dress on. And we will head up to Armond's retinue as I introduce Armond. I'm like, Armond, this is Rebecca and Nelwyn Greenleaf, salvage merchants. And this is Armond, the leader of the Silver Lions.
Nice to meet you, sir.
He's gonna bow at his waist. Good to meet you too, Cyrus. He's gonna give you a couple quick smacks.
It's been a while.
That it has, my friend. That it has. So, I know I told Atlas here. We're gonna head into town. We're gonna head into the capital. Trust nobody and nothing while we're there. We need to make sure we actually do have allies. It's very strange to me that I've been summoned in. The keep has been taken out, and so nobody has come after me. What in the meantime? I think we might still have friends there, but I'm not
Job
sure.
went to shit. Another job gone to shit. Not so far out of our purview.
This is
So,
sounds like it's a little more in the shit than we've ever had, though. But the Lions will persevere.
keep our heads down and see what we can do.
Let's make our way in. So the rest of the travel, you guys can talk with the recruits, with each other. It's a pretty uneventful day, and you're going to come up near the evening to the outskirts of the capital city. Like, these are the far outskirts. This is the farming area where you got the crop fields. They mostly grow in this area the wheat, the barleys, the corns, the vegetables are what's going on at this point in the time of the year. Getting that all set up. They do have a couple rivers that are being fished as well. But you're coming up on the outskirts of the capital at this point.
$10-4.
So, are we heading? Are we going to go into the capital, or are we waiting? Are we just kind of like, what is our like objective like at this moment?
Yeah.
Are we kind of just settling somewhere? Are we?
So, as you're coming up on this, and it's like I said, it's like kind of like the far outskirts of the capital. These are like your farmhouses, and suburbs kind of area. Armand's gonna bring his group to a halt, turn around and address everybody. So we're about to head into town. Maybe we should find lodgings for the night. It's getting kind of late. Come up with a game plan for the morning as far as what we're going to do. I do have this official summons to the Hall of Justicars. That'll get us, at least me and these folks here and Atlas and Osiris, into the building for what's going on. I can't get these two in, though. So we're gonna have to figure something out, or they're gonna have to figure something out in that regard.
We're just gonna go merchant. We're good. We're just bringing the soldiers, man. We're not going in there.
Just keep in mind what I was telling you. We are going into the capital, and you do have dealings that you want to have with airship parts. No better place than to deal with the magistrates directly.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, if you're looking for airship parts, over on the west end, you'll find Dietrich von Skyfire's Emporium. He's a specialist when it comes to airships. There's also, I believe, the capital scrapyards, but you're going to find mostly just all different kinds of Magitech items there, whether from airships or trains or any of those personal vehicles or weird man-shaped robots that don't work and never have. From
Albel is trying so hard to hide that she is like super excited.
But I mean, there's plenty of merchant stuff and emporiums and things that you could get involved with doing that, but can't bring you folks with me into the capital. I thank you for getting my soldiers here to me, though, because I would not want to go into that lion's den alone.
No problem. Anything to help.
She's nodding quietly. The picture of the obedient wife. It's disgusting.
It's very
Like, I hate
disgusting.
this.
It's unnerving. It's frightening. She's too good at it. Uncanny Valley, Albel.
Yeah, the Lancia secretly hates it.
So does Albel.
It's like you're both just uncomfortable. This is like, well, maybe I can accompany the two of you to find some lodgings. We don't know what's out here. We don't know the lay. We can get a lay of the land. Keep ourselves out of trouble.
With you guys till we get into the actual city proper. So wherever you guys lodge, we'll lodge. It'll be fine.
Armand
Sounds
says,
like an excellent.
Armand says, I know a place. It's straight. It's just straight into town here.
Sorry. I was going to say, and this way we can make sure we continue to earn that zenith for new protection on the road.
So
That is fair.
This is that we do. This is that we can. I was like, yeah, we can get a good per diem going.
So he's like, okay, I know a place. It's just inside, just in town here, and he leads you guys down into town, and the dirt road turns into a cobblestone road, and leads you up to a rather sizable looking inn. And it's nicely put together. It's wood and plaster with an actual shingled roof. And it is called the 8 Fairies Inn. And it's got a place to board the raptors outside, little stable area, tie-off point with a trough and a food bin that you can throw food into. And the door is a sturdy door, but it's open and unlocked. You can smell
Great fairies, then you said?
8 fairies, as in one more than 7.
Okay.
And you smell pork pies cooking coming from the chimney.
Nice. Smells good.
I go to take the raptor's harness and put it over the boarding thing. And as I grab the raptor's harness, it bites me like, what the fuck? I'm not even trying to pet you this time. I'm literally just trying to board it. Let me help you.
It's just like
He
a
just
dope.
looks at him and goes, "Why don't you go buy them some pie and see what that does for their temperament towards you?
They keep biting me.
That's why you give them pie.
Why would I buy them pies if they keep biting me?
So they like you and don't bite you anymore."
Fine, but this is
Personally, I
literally
don't
the
think I'd
opposite of
waste.
a hand that feeds.
Have
Yeah,
you
I don't think I'd
ever
waste the
had a
money.
pet?
No, I have not.
That
But a raptor would be a
explains
really
so much.
cool pet.
Oh, Bill, I think you're only getting his hopes up.
I am, but it's gonna be funny. No, but for real, go buy them pie. They do need to eat.
Atlas heads off to go buy pies.
Okay. You head inside, and you are greeted by a short, portly man who's going bald, wearing the local garb of a pair of brown breeches, ankle height shoes with white frilly socks, a white shirt, and a tan vest. He's
Does
got
he-
I'm sorry.
Are their shoes curly toed?
Do you want them
And
to be
does he have a
curly-toed?
page boy haircut?
He is a short, fat old man, probably about 65-ish.
Oh, okay.
He kind of reminds you of that Disney animation style with the bulbous red nose and,
Oh god.
kind of like the meaty sausage fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of one of those guys, but he's smiling. He's in a good mood, and he's got a tray, and he's got some pork pies on the tray. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome to the 8 Fairies Inn. Are you looking for a room for the night, perchance?
A room for the night and 8 pies.
8
Make it-
pies.
Make it 2 rooms.
Well, we have many different types of rooms to choose from. We have individual beds. We have communal rooms with up to 4 beds in them, and we have the oh, you don't want the dorm. You already said you wanted rooms. Is that going to be 2 individual rooms or 2 of the?
Albel leans in and goes, "That will be 1 communal room with 4 beds. They are getting per diem after all."
No, getting per diem.
All right, all right. Marsha, get them a key. Room 14. And I'll get those pies going for you right away. I got to go drop these off at another table.
Thank you.
And he goes over and he drops off this tray of pies at a table that has some just city militia, city guard there. They're not wearing the military uniform at all, but you can definitely tell that they are city militia. They do have the armband, but it is not the one that the Imperials were wearing. It is the standard Kholigen city militia armband. And he makes his way over and heads back with a tray full of pies. He spits out a price, and Armond waves his hand and says, "The Lyons will be covering this," and pays the rooms for everybody.
Thank you, kind sir.
Thanks.
Oh, it's the least I could do for getting my men to me.
Armand's always looking out.
The Lyons always pay their debts.
Sit down with some pie. Kind of eye these guys. You said the city guard don't have the same
No.
memorabilia.
No, they just have a standard uniform. You can tell that they're wearing like a chain hubric, but they got the armband, but they don't have the full military setup. You can hear the a cook in the background making more pies, singing, "It's a wonderful day for pie. It's a wonderful day for pie." And he's just singing those words over
Wait.
and over again. Like you're waiting for the lyrics to change, but they just don't, which is really
Just never do.
they just never change, and it's just like
Albel's
what?
developed an eye twitch at this point.
I'm gonna
Just
grab.
drown it out for a couple minutes, tune back in. You just hear a wonderful day for pies. Like, what the fuck?
Full disassociation, no blinking, the works.
I'm gonna grab 2 of the pies, head back out to the raptors, and when I get out there, I go to feed the raptors the pies, and the one that's been biting me this entire time misses the pie entirely and bites my hand again. I'm like, and Acila's like, "The pie, the pie, the pie! It's not working."
She's a bad eater.
It's the final pork pie.
God.
Okay.
Starting to think you just don't like me.
So inside the inn, Armand sits down and at one of the tables, he orders up a picture of some strong drink. And since Atlas is outside feeding the raptors, he looks over at Cyrus and he goes, "All right, what can you tell me about what happened at the keep? Now that we are in a building, we can keep an eye on the surroundings and we're at least in shelter. What exactly happened?"
I don't know how much Atlas let you know. We found some bot. I say there was like a skirmish. It's Mandorian. Let a platoon in. Like he said, offered peace. Seems the deal wasn't accepted. We don't really know much more than that. Seems he's out on a campaign of sorts. I guess spreading his, or he is not perpetuating himself to be like the leader of this. Is there like who is the, we don't know, the dictator that he's, I guess, following?
Yeah, I don't know anybody.
The only one who would know that information would be Albel if she wanted to share it.
Right. I would say, like, right. I'm just confirming. Like, he is not the head guy. He is not perpetuating himself to be the head guy. He has just been, he's like a scout of sorts. That's kind of what we've been able to ascertain. And we know
She
you
does not say anything.
Right. I'm not looking for you to say.
Oh, okay.
Anything. I'm kind of just giving. I am also just trying to give him very minimal, because I don't know what he.
Good plan.
Like I don't know what he is, like what his goal is right now, or who he is reporting to, and I don't know if we know who he was supposed to meet out here. We just know he got sent out here, right?
That he was summoned into the capital.
So I'll say that's really all we've been able to see. Do you know, you say you were getting someone to the capital. Did you have a connect? Someone that you're supposed to meet out here? Someone to lead you in?
No, just supposed to go right up to the hall of the Justicars and present myself. From the wording of this, they're summoning in all the mercenary captains, all the free company captains.
There was no reason, just a summons.
It didn't say. It just asked all of us to report in. And he takes out the scroll that he got, hands it over to you, and it's a pretty standard looking city summons. It looks perfectly legit. You've seen a number of these before. These are also the kinds of stationery they give out when the city or the government is directly petitioning or hiring a company to go out and do work for them. So on your inspection, this
Something
looks,
a little seedy.
yeah, it looks legit. Like this looks like a legit summons.
No change in
No change.
symbology.
Nope, all the same symbols, all the same seals, signed by the local Justicar. Someone named Edwin Crane is the Justicar that signed to this one. And he's one of the 7 Justicars of the city, so things are checking out. Like things are checking out on your end. Whether you trust it or not, that's another story.
You're not aware of any power imbalances, any struggles, any new up and comers, are you?
No, none at all. Typically, and this is true, all the free company captains, they get a summons to come to the city about once a year to meet with the Justicars, sign new terms for any contracts that they're going to get directly through the government. And I just figured this is one of those times. It's a little early. Typically we wouldn't be summoned in for another 3 or 4 months for this, but I figured it was another negotiation on terms of work, at least for the bulk contracts.
Yeah, it's all just a little off, yeah.
Yeah.
Seems you'll have some work. I got some spots or some open spots. I'll be able to help out wherever I can, of course. I'm just trying to suss out a vibe on anything.
Yeah, he's kind of has this look like he's looking at you. He's like holding out on me is kind of the look he's giving you. Like you're kind of holding, like you can tell he's like he's got like a look like not. It's like there's like that tap dancing, like you said, like you're not giving him everything, and he's like, man, well. How we turn in for the night, and in the morning, we head over to the Hall of Justicars and see what's going on. That's really all I can think to do at this point.
Yeah, let's not let our guards down, huh?
Our guards down? Mine's not down.
Of course.
I think we're starting to become good friends. Ow. I'm just going to leave you alone.
Your hand gets bit again, and you hear the distant quack. That
fucking duck.
The ducks are like Futurama's owls or New York City's rats. They're just...
Yes.
God,
Oh,
what are you doing? You want to get ducks? That's how you get ducks.
we're owl exterminators.
Said you want ducks? This is how you get them.
Leave that food out, and that's how you get
Wow.
ducks.
All right.
I'll just wait for Cyrus to get up and go. Say, thanks for the room.
Yeah.
I'll just go over to Albel. It's like he's weird, right? There's something.
She nods and goes, "Oh, absolutely. Something is not right. I couldn't nail it down, but
Something going on. I just
don't like it. That's why the four of us are in a room together. Honestly, something was wrong back there on the road.
He doesn't seem very upset that his squad is gone.
He's also not relaxed. Did you notice that?
I,
It's you and Atlas, and he did not relax. The way you talk about him, you're old friends.
I mean, he's watched over me, but I guess even with Atlas, you are right. I guess it's for me. It was natural to not be really relaxed in a situation like this, but to not have any type of surprise shock, even if he's just, I guess, thinking about it logically, it doesn't. It just feels off. Something about him is just off.
Do you think he might have sold the lions out?
It isn't feeling good.
Something isn't hitting me right. How did we catch up with him in a cart when they were riding individual raptors? Even domesticated raptors can still move faster than a cart, especially in caravan. They run in packs.
Maybe he wasn't so pressed to get to where he needed to go.
Or he was involved in the assault.
Hmm.
You kind of just see Cyrus look down and he,
That's how the rot works. It comes from the inside.
I mean, a betrayal, but even that far, I couldn't imagine.
Do you remember when I told you that anyone can be bought? That's what I mean. Do you know if there's anything that the Empire could give him? Any children, wife, husband, parents,
I wouldn't know of
power?
any familial connections. I wouldn't know, but a captain of a mercenary group, I'm sure, would be a prime candidate for a power grab.
Yes, but I can't see them giving a mercenary captain a position of power within the military. If
Well,
it's power, it's likely that he's being double-crossed.
if there's no more mercenary group that he's ahead of, I guess it would be a pretty easy transition.
The merc captain has plenty of money, so I don't think it's money. Perhaps it's a good idea for us to not stay at the inn tonight.
Where,
Might be
where are we
right.
gonna sleep?
We'll figure that out. I'd rather not sleep and live than
Get ambushed in
sleep
the middle of the
forever.
night.
I don't think that they were expecting to see you two at all. From what... Reading body language is not my specialty. I couldn't have been bothered. I'm a scientist, not a politician. And even I could see there was discomfort. It very much looked like Atlas was not supposed to survive. And when he showed up,
You kind of
Certainly put it-
see, you kind of just see as he's like turning some gears in his head. This random hit on Atlas. It's beginning to make a little more sense.
Atlas's family. Wasn't he a noble?
What did you say?
No, he wasn't a noble. Okay, I was thinking of somebody else then. Different game. What was Atlas's family situation?
Father was. We came from no money. Eventually worked our way up to being like lower middle class. Father became an adventurer and disappeared, and mother eventually died. There were notes that were coming. Atlas was sending money home to the mother. But when he got there, he found out she died a while ago, and somebody was stealing the money, pretending to be his mother.
Okay. What if Armand was writing the notes, the letters? And she's like suddenly dropping into some really deep thinking, eyes kind of glazing over, running it over and over in her head. And she goes, but even then, I can't figure out why put out a hit or kill an entire Merc company for that.
I don't think it's for. I don't know about the notes. I don't really. It'd just be putting Atlas's money back into the company. It's not a whole lot. I don't think it'd be worth that.
Unless it was going somewhere else. It could have gone anywhere. We need to get him in here right now. And she's like looking around. She looks towards the door, kind of thing.
I'll stay here.
And pauses, and she grabs your hand before you can get up. And it's like an iron grip. She says, do not go out there without your knife out. We need steel now. At least steel. If I can build a prototype of the device, we can get Atlas out alive in a hurry, if we have to.
Shields are always up.
And she releases you and then looks at Lancius and goes, well, dear husband, how many times do you think he's been bitten?
At least 6. At least 6.
At least six.
He-
See if they can
They
account
don't
for
like-
me.
They don't like him. So,
They don't.
all right, well,
They don't.
what are we in here for? Let's go get Atlas and get the hell out of
And
here.
she puts a hand over yours and says, we are in here so we can see if anybody goes towards the door before Cyrus can get to Atlas. We are here
Okay.
to watch all the doors, especially the kitchen, and see if anybody decides they want to make a move, because I think, and she like looks down at her wrist like she should be wearing a watch. I think we have 10 minutes before we need to leave. And that's on the outside.
Okay.
You know you have 30 minutes.
Oh, we gotta go. Come on, get in the car. We're gonna go get Starbucks. It's gonna be great.
Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag
Right.
sponsored. Bucks.
Now I'm heading to the door. Any shenanery?
No chicanery. No shenanigans.
Okay. I go to open up, look for Atlas. Hopefully, just being bitten by raptors.
He has just been gnawed on by raptors.
Currently has given up on the raptor.
There's just one like chewing on his shoulder, and he looks like he's bored as hell with it. It's just like, "Ng, ng, 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 ng."
I
Stop, you're not doing any damage. You're just pissing me off.
I give a quick whistle. I can't do the whistle that I need to do just to get his attention. So
That one raptor is going to be your ride or die, Spike. Watch.
He gives me the whistle, and as he does, his head turns, and the raptor comes off his shoulder and goes for his head, and without even thinking about it, just, hey, Cyrus. And it's just
Not now.
Not now. Stop it. It's just holding the raptor's head.
And I kind of just give like a head nod. And I begin to walk. I just want to look up at the windows just to see if I notice anything while I take a perimeter around the building.
Nope. You don't notice anything
Do we
wacky.
see? Is everything still okay inside the tavern?
Yeah. Everything's
It's a nice night, isn't it?
She's going to get up from the table and gesture with Lancius and reach her arm out like she's to hook hers through his, cozy style. And she says, "Well, darling, let's go see my parents. They should still deserve back."
She cutting out for
Yeah, am I the only one
anybody
who's that it's gotten out real bad?
else.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, is this better?
Much better. You had a little bit of cut.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
hear anything you said.
Sorry, I was being too gentle. So she hooks an arm. She stands up from the table, hooks an arm through Lancius's, puts a cozy style, and then puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "All right, darling, let's go see my parents for a few minutes. They should be awake, and if we're lucky, we'll be catch dessert. I promise. I won't let my mother speak for hours. If we're lucky, and we'll be back before you know it."
Okay.
If we don't show up right now, she will raise hell and high water. She's still convinced I should be pregnant by now.
Yeah, she's nuts. Let's go.
She's gonna start guiding him towards the door.
Okay. He just goes. He goes with it.
Okay.
And once they're on the other side of the door, she's going to say, "Go see the raptors. If at least make sure they can get and out of if we can't take them with so they can
Okay.
escape. Thank you."
All right, I'll make sure they're ready to go.
I'm
Lancius heads for the Raptors.
trying to debrief Atlas with little words because I don't know who could be listening. He says, yeah, nice night. Say nice to see an old friend, yeah.
Yeah, though I honestly wish it was on better terms. Well, I suppose we'll have our answer in the morning.
Yeah, about that. Thinking might just walk around for a while. Get a lay of the area.
Yeah,
So
no,
he says we don't know who might be listening, and he'll kind of he'll like head nod up at the window.
That's when she walks in and she goes, "Gentlemen, Nelwyn and I are going to go visit with my parents. They don't live too far away. My mother bakes a fantastic pie if you would like to go with us. I am absolutely certain that they would love to thank you for getting us here, since we'll be here for at least a month. And my mother is insane. You will have to see her asking when I'm going, but I know that I'll probably give you monetary compensation as well as her delicious is boysenberry season.
I mean, I guess we're still on a job. Make sure
You
we
all
get you guys there.
I see. If that's the case, perhaps we should take a small walk. But emphasis on small walk. I would like to be close to the lions in case something else happens or goes awry.
She
Okay.
looks like she's about to say something and then decides against. Well then, let's go, shall we? And then she looks back to make sure that the raptors can get out of their harnesses and muzzles. Like to make sure that
Yeah,
Lancius has.
like if they really need to, they can, but they're not just gonna like be able to run away. Like,
Mhm.
He's rigged it so it'll hold them, but like if shit hits the fan, they're out of here.
Good.
And
Cool.
he's
cool.
actually gonna tell them like, hey guys. And he Lancius pets them both with no issues. It's just like between them. All right, guys, listen. Shit might hit the fan. If you gotta run, run. If not, we'll be back for you real soon. And he walks away.
And she like very slowly approaches and goes, "Take care of yourselves. You know how to get out if you need to, okay?" And she's talking to them like they're her babies. She says, "I hope you liked the pies. It wasn't much. I'd have got you a haunch if I could. If I ever see you again, I owe you. Right? Be good. Or sin. I don't care. Just don't let anybody hook you up to a card again that isn't us, all right? Love you. Bye, babies."
Toss a couple spare bones just from a pack.
Toss a
snort.
bone to your raptors.
All right. As they're like once they're away from the inn enough, she's going to turn and look at the two of them and go, "Are there any night markets happening right now somewhere very public and very loud?"
Unfortunately, in Kholigen, I don't believe so.
Damn it.
I'm just gonna be in the back, just head on a swivel, just constantly watching our
Well,
six.
we have to come up with somewhere very quickly that my parents could conceivably live. Let me assure you, my mother hasn't left Shepherd Steve in 10 years, and God knows what my father does in his free time. So we're not going to run into them.
I know a place. Just come with me.
Can
And,
do.
And I will lead them.
Follow.
I'll lead them a bit into the city. There is an alley that has an abandoned old loft inside of it that Atlas used to go when we came to Kholigen, just kind of get away from people. If you ever just kind of needed a break.
Okay.
And
All right.
seems you all are getting cold feet.
Something's not right.
Of course something's not right. You're standing in the trap. It shouldn't feel right. If it did, it would be an effective trap.
It's
So,
true. We don't
what do
know.
you want?
Sorry,
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Atlas. I just want you to be careful. I don't know if you're too close to this thing.
One
get
of you
what I'm
ever
saying.
careful.
Don't you think? I was like, I know you think that Armand's being a little strange.
I understand that everybody goes through. I want to give Armand the benefit of the doubt. After all, other than the family that is around, I have, other than yourself, Cyrus. If he is out to betray us, if he is out to do some horrible deed, let him.
I just want to make sure that you'll be able to, if the time comes, do what you gotta do.
If the time comes, the battlefield knows no family. People who are fighting on your side today would be your enemies tomorrow. You know that better than anyone else. I look at both Cyrus and Albel for that somebody who was on your side today could be your enemy tomorrow.
She nods very somberly.
The battlefield can be a very cold and unforgiving place. But I would prefer to have a smoking gun on the trail. Armand wants to figure this out, and so do I. He's dancing around us because we're dancing around. Currently, it's a valley of mistrust. Until that is bridged, what can you do?
Appreciate the awareness to dance around each other. I don't have the patience. My concern is not Armand's information or his drive. It's that you survive. It's that whatever he might be turning against you, okay, is not something that I can stop. If I can't get Mithril, fine, but that means I need steel. I need to be able to get you out alive at any cost. I've lost people before, and I'm not doing it again.
Albel, when have you ever seen my...
You cut out, babe.
When have you ever seen my spear not pierce something? I'll be fine.
You are fine now. The odds that you will never fail are astronomical. However, the likelihood that your guard will be dropped or that Armand will have some nugget of information that will make it easier to kill you because he is your friend. He does. There is no doubt about that. Same. It's too easy. Astronomical. The likelihood is too big. You are too close to this. And I will not let anything happen to you. I need steel or mithril yesterday. I'm not even sure this damn device is gonna work. And it is the only thing that I can do to keep you alive. And she reaches into her bag and pulls out the fake book, basically the one that she made for you, and she hands it to you and says, yours is focused lenses that go in your eye. Yes, they exist. If they torture you for any information, start babbling random shit about being able to read what the lenses... It doesn't exist. But tell them that it exists.
I'm sure I will be fine, but I always appreciate your concern.
She basically kisses her palm. She goes, and then bops you on the forehead with it. And she goes, "You'll appreciate your life, if I'm right." Anyway, anybody see anything out there?
Two Theoraptors in the midnight sky.
I didn't notice anyone tailing us.
I didn't think you were a poet. Thought that was Lancius. Learn something new every day. Also, why are there tooth marks in your shoulder?
They're love bites. I'm going to convince myself they're love bites. The raptors will come around eventually. They're just getting my taste or my scent or something. I don't know.
You still have flesh, so yes, that's a love bite. It's certainly not. They're certainly not trying to nurse. So
We'll
No,
see.
they're trying to assert dominance on him. They don't like him.
I honestly think it was when we first met them. I did the whole fishing pole with the human hanging off the end of it thing. I don't think they truly got over that because, let's be honest, I did treat them like a pack of animals.
it was kind of funny, though.
They
was.
are a pack of animals.
See, but then how come you can pet them, calling them that, and I'm trying to humanize them and I'm getting bit?
He can talk to them.
Because I can talk to them.
Life's great
I'm
mystery.
part of their pack. You're not.
Maybe if I bite their ear. Do raptors have ears?
Yes.
They don't have like like.
It's a
He like
very
grabs the
teeny,
the flap.
teeny,
It's like there's
tiny-
just a little like hole.
It's like a little ridge over a hole. It's not. It's back here somewhere.
I promise you, if you
Hard
bite their
bleach.
ear, they're gonna bite you a lot harder.
Hmm.
All right, so don't do that.
They might
They're
bite
not
your
dogs.
ear.
You can't bite them.
They're
If they
not
bite
women.
your ear, it might be gone.
They're not going to ask for more.
So it's not like
Oh.
training.
Okay.
But this is also why I posed you and Lancius as merchants. It's going to be hard to watch our backs while you're in there with us. From the outside, you'll be able to see what we. And between my spear and Lancius's shield, I don't see a damn thing getting through us. Come hell or high water, we will get out.
I think it's best
I
to
like
keep
to
up
think so.
appearances then.
Oh, yay. More housewife me.
I don't like it.
Being married to me, no one does.
No, I don't. I don't like that. The submissive, quiet.
Not domesticated Albo.
Yeah,
He
it
just
doesn't.
slowly looks up from what she's holding. Puts papers away.
Sad.
Well, to be honest,
Darling, sweet husband. I may look like a domestic housewife, but at least I'm not the bottom in this marriage.
oh,
he
she said
looks.
she'll
He
step on
looks.
you.
He looks at
Wait, what?
Cyrus. He's like.
What?
He looks at Cyrus and he goes, "The bottom of what?"
The baby.
I said, oh, she said she'll step on you.
Said my queen. So that's what the quad D is for.
Yeah, Lancius is like completely lost. He has no clue what you're talking about. He's like, "Okay."
The baby.
Think of it this way, Lancius. If she was playing Dami Mommy Albel, she'd be outed in a heartbeat. We want to make
more
are we
it
going back
so
to the
of
inn,
going.
or what
That
are we
is-
doing?
That
Like
is
a
what I
chameleon.
meant. And keeping up appearances. Oh,
Like a-
shit. Back to the inn.
like a chameleon. We want to blend in with our surroundings.
All right.
Like a
well
good
then,
neighbor, State Farm is there.
Get out of my house, Jake!
Fucking Jake.
all right.
Sound hideous.
It is currently 10:51. I know
yes.
Anthony said 11 was his hard stop tonight. I think this is a good place to end personally.
I agree.
Same.
Yeah.
Does anybody want me to add any bonds or anything?
Back to the lion's den.
Because I've got a bond of hatred on Dorian and a bond of mistrust on Kholigen. But it sounds like a couple people at the end of tonight are going to have a bond of mistrust on Armond.
Hang on.
No, Lancius doesn't
Oh.
understand why Albel and Cyrus are distrusting of him, but he's also naive as shit.
That's why I married him.
Why?
I just set that bond. I feel like that's my fourth bond. I need to.
I'm gonna go with a bond of affection for Atlas. But this is my brother and I'm gonna murder for him. We're gonna do that.
And you have a bond
Oh
of
no, I'm not gonna. No. I'm not gonna.
What?
No, we're not gonna put that up. I'm gonna
All
keep that. I'm gonna keep that slot open just in case.
Wait, what?
I was asking Anthony if he wanted to put a bond of mistrust on Armond.
I
Yeah,
gotta
I'm
get- I
gonna
gotta-
avoid it too.
Gotta keep that hatred spot open just in case.
Mm. Oh, that's
Still
what
might
was
have
that
to-
about? Hate fucking bond?
God dang it. Here we go again.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. Smash. Let's go.
On
I
that note,
I was waiting for us to hit the nighttime, and Atlas would wake up in the middle of the night, and Albel would just be straddling over top of him with the dildo machine by his face, and he goes, "How did you get in my room?" And she'd be like, "What have you done to me?"
and that has been tonight's episode of
Not-
The Rotted Piece with Fabula Ultima. We will be back again in 2 weeks to pick up where we've left off tonight. Okay, we will catch everybody in a couple weeks.
Bye bye.